Why did this movie do what it did with its title? It's not Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. It's Fantastic Beasts and The Crimes of Grindelwald. We do not do colon. We do not do colons over here. This is Harry Potter. Jeez.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter.
Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. Yep. So Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm adding the and there because it should be there, is a movie. It is the sequel to the first Fantastic Beasts movie. In this movie, it's all about Grindelwald this time, only it isn't really about Grindelwald. Like, you go into this movie wanting Grindelwald, you'll get some of him, I guess. Let's talk about it. Alright, so first off, let me just say, I didn't really feel that excited for this movie. I mean, it wasn't really hyping me. One, because the first one didn't really hype me for a sequel. Two, I really just... the trailers weren't that cool, and I'll explain why the trailers weren't that cool. This movie totally makes it clear. This is why the trailers weren't that good. Three, because it was mainly just because I didn't really want a Fantastic Beasts sequel. I just didn't really like the trailers that much. I just really wasn't that excited for this movie. Later on, it became kind of more like, it's a new Harry Potter movie. I guess I'm kind of excited. Then I watched it. See how I was talking about it. First off, the actors in this movie, pretty much everyone's good in this movie. No one did bad in this movie. I didn't think anyone stuck out as bad. Some of them stuck out as bland, but none of them stuck out as bad. Okay, one I'm really going to contend for. The guy who plays Newt Scamander, once again forgetting his name, he's great in this movie, like the last one. But there's one actor in this movie that I really liked. That was Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. He is great in this movie. Every scene with Grindelwald in this movie, I really liked. Like I was hoping I was thinking he might overact. No, he acted at like the stance he should. He acted great in this movie. Every single scene he was on, I was enjoying it. And every other scene in this movie, this movie is really, really, really boring. Oh my god, this movie was boring. Jeez. Yep. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. Look, when Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out, I was like, yes, all the Harry Potter movies are great. The worst one's good, not great, but it is a really good movie. That's Chamber of Secrets. Then Fantastic Beasts happened, and I was like, okay, that was the worst, but it wasn't dominantly the worst. But maybe it could... Then I was like, well, the sequels aren't going to be great. I mean, maybe the sequels will be good. I don't know. Well, guess what? We have our first bad Harry Potter movie. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! This movie frustrated me because, look, there's one movie... I know Jeremy Jensen, this is his Nun review, but there's one standpoint where this movie works and how it's so good at not making you fall asleep. I was on edge. There were scenes where I actually missed what was happening because I was like... Then some loud noise that happened. Go, what? This movie is so boring. This was like a movie trying to be boring. Like, Grinch, you are fine now. Jeez, this movie felt like 3 hours. Okay, now let me explain one thing. So I said the trailers I didn't really like for this movie. Why? Because nothing interesting was happening in the trailer. Do you know why? Because nothing interesting happens in the gosh dang movie. There was one scene in this movie I really like. You see it in the trailer. It's when Grindelwald's like surrounded by this blue fire, and he says like, "Do you think Dumbledore will mourn for you?" I think that scene in the movie, in that room is great. In fact, I'm actually gonna say a couple scenes in this movie were great. Like, it's not an all bad movie. Like, let's see, the opening scene in this movie. Oh my god, I love the opening scene in this movie. It was it would have been one of my favorite Harry Potter movies. The opening scene is so good. Like, it's so well shot, it's intense, it's cool, it's really entertaining. And when that opening scene happened, I was like, this could be good. Then the next scene happened. And then it's like this movie just, it gets worse as it goes because it becomes more painful because you've been sitting there for longer. You just become more like, when is this movie gonna end? I checked my watch like 5 times in this movie, and I never check my watch usually while watching a movie. This one I did. And I was just bored out of my mind. It's just angering to me. Now let's just say one thing. Jacob in this movie, you know the guy from the last movie who got his brainwashed? Yeah, why is there explanation that he's back and he knows Newt and everything? They literally just say it didn't work. That is it. They just literally said that didn't work. In fact, you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to make a spoiler review for this movie. There is so little that happens in this movie. It is so boring. It is so lame. It is so nothing. But I'm not going to give it like a terrible rating, I guess, because a lot of the scenes were good in this movie. But the thing about this movie is that nothing happens. You know why? Because we're setting up a sequel. We're setting up a sequel. Yay, yay, yay. Why don't you give us a movie first? Then we'll talk about a sequel. This movie reminded me of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. If Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was a boring, convoluted mess that had so many side plots you had no idea what was going on, and then it doesn't even have an interesting twist at the end. Like, there is a twist at the end of this movie, and they do just shove it in, mainly just so it has a name. Oh, that was the movie where they introduced this. That is pretty much the only purpose for the twist at the end of this movie. Now, one thing I will say is that Credence returns in this movie from the last one. You saw it in the trailer, and I thought he was not terrible, but not good. He wasn't interesting, like most of this movie. Like, it's just not surprising that I wasn't at all interested by his part. But yeah, now, another thing you're going to say in this movie, wait, Dumbledore and Hogwarts in this movie. Why even talk about those? Shouldn't those be your main highlight? They're never in this movie. In fact, Grindelwald is never in this. Like, there's barely anything you wanted. Like, when you saw the trailer, you thought we're going to get to see the fight between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. We're going to get to see that fight that's been mentioned in Harry Potter for years and years. You want to see all of it come before your eyes. And it's kind of a spoiler, but I really think you should know it before going into this movie. Because I really don't want to make you guys so disappointed as much as I was. Because the scene where Dumbledore... Okay, Dumbledore is in this movie, like, twice. He is barely in this movie. Grindelwald's not in this movie that much, too. But the fight between Grindelwald and Dumbledore never happens. You serious? That was one of the reasons I was so excited for this movie. Because I thought, oh, yo, that one fight that they've been mentioning so long. I was like, yeah, that's going to be awesome. Guess what? It doesn't happen. This movie is like acting like it's the third in a trilogy. But it really isn't, because the first one isn't the first in a trilogy. It's a movie that really stands on its own more than you'd expect. Like, you thought that last one was just a sequel setup. You have not seen The Crimes of Grindelwald, because it's not even a complete movie. It is not good. And I'm mad that I didn't like it, because I wanted to like it. It also felt like 3 hours. That is how you know your movie failed. Also, another thing, when I was watching this movie, I just realized something, and I was like, why? It's because, you know, the Fantastic Beasts movies? Yeah, they should have never happened. Why? Because Harry Potter's a perfect series on its own. We don't need any prequels or anything like that. Also, at the beginning of this movie, guess what happens? A Wizarding World's logo. I'm not joking. They're making the mistake The Mummy made, where remember at the beginning of the movie where it does the Dark Universe logo? And when I saw that, I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, no. And then that movie sucked. Not as bad as... No, this one's definitely better than that one. But at the beginning of this movie, a Wizarding World logo appears. You know why? Because this is no longer a Harry Potter franchise. No. This is now a Wizarding World, which is implying that there's going to be more than Fantastic Beasts. More than, I think, the 7 Fantastic Beasts movies they've acquired. When will studios learn? When you announce, you're going to make a bunch of sequels, you're going to lose that before... You make movies as you go. You're not going to get more Harry Potter... You're not going to get as many Fantastic Beasts movies as you do Harry Potter movies. You know why? Because Harry Potter movies had it's really all one story with multiple parts to it. It's pretty much just one book with multiple stories in it. and like story like that. Except for this franchise doesn't work like that. Instead, it's a coherent franchise that will set up sequel, set up sequel, set up sequel, set up sequel, like kind of like a normal franchise where it all connects together. With Harry Potter, you can watch one movie, you know what's happening, you can really watch one movie. You should watch the other ones before you watch one. But if I watched Goblet of Fire, I'd understand what's happening, and it's like its own story, which is something I really like about Harry Potter. It's 8 movies, but it doesn't feel like they're stretching the story out forever. It's multiple different stories. With Fantastic Beasts, it's 2 different stories. So now, and then now it's going to be a third one, but it's like, so with Fantastic Beasts, it's like the first one's its own story, then the rest are all going to be, hey, let's set up this sequel, let's set up this sequel, let's set up this sequel, and it doesn't really work. This just doesn't work. I just don't think that we need 8 of these movies, or I guess 7 or whatever. It's like, you don't need 7 Fantastic Beasts movies. Here we go. I'm gonna kill this movie. I will give Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald the worst rating I've ever given a Harry Potter movie by far. A 4 out of 10. You know, I am mad. I wanted to like this movie so much, and I never wanted to give a Harry Potter movie a bad rating. Look, the other movies this month has been really disappointing. Like, 25% of the movies I've seen have been good. That's 4 movies. Let's see, we saw... The first one I saw was Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Y'all know what I thought of that piece of trash. Then there was Bohemian Rhapsody, which is a really great movie. Then there was The Grinch, which was really boring. Then, now Crimes of Grindelwald, which is also boring. Yep. See you guys next time. Don't have anything else to say for the end card, so bye. I'm sorry. Maybe check this one out. I don't know. You can see it if you'd like. You can see it if you don't like. Probably no spoiler review happening. I have so little to say. I just don't feel like making a 20-minute video on this movie. Bye!